They tried to go via Gaza. It didn't work. It didn't work twice. They tried Beersheba. That did work. That's this stage. The reason the battle is remembered, if it is because horsemen, light horsemen, charged 3 miles across open desert and captured a fortified town from the Turks, where regular troops, infantry and artillery had failed. The reason we don't remember it so well is it's, I don't know, an Anglo-Saxon British quirk. You remember your defeats, not your victories.
Oh, interesting.
Gallipoli, 2 years earlier, was a huge defeat. That is burned into the Australian consciousness. They lost men. They still blame the Brits, or the Poms, as they call them, and that's a sore point. Beersheba was a victory. Nobody remembers the victories.
Which is crazy, because it's such a massive victory, and it's such a holy place. I mean, it goes back to, you know, the well and Eliezer, the servant of Abraham, and the whole thing. I mean, there's so much history there. But I mean, I don't understand how these cavalry got here. Were they already in Israel? Like, I'm still trying to understand it.
They were part of the Allied forces, and they did a march for 2 days, skirting Beersheba to come in from the east. They were put in reserve during the battle. The battle was a day-long battle, October the 31st. At about 3:30 p.m., the general commanding saw they were getting nowhere. He said, put the cavalry at them. Well, they weren't cavalry, they were light horsemen, a crucial difference. Cavalry charged straight, light horsemen ride up to a certain point, dismount, and then fight as infantry. So these guys were mounted infantry.
On camels here.
On horses. They were mounted infantry on horses, but they charged, they fought as cavalry. Instead of swords, they used bayonets. And they rode all the way up to the Turkish trenches. The Turks thought, light infantry, we'll wait for them to dismount, then we'll open fire. Except they didn't. By the time the Turks realized, oh my God, here they come, it was too late. So that's why it's significant.
But it was a massive turning point. I mean, this was kind of like the end of the Ottoman Empire as we knew it. I mean, this kind of it dovetailed right into the Balfour Declaration.
It opened the route to Jerusalem. It opened the route to Jerusalem. It opened the route to the Holy Land for the Allies by the Ottoman Empire. That's why it was significant.
And the Ottoman Empire was in power for how long? I mean, this is like since the 1500s. Yes, since the time of Isaac Luria.
In this country, in Palestine, Israel, whatever we want to call it, the Ottoman Turks were here 400 years, and this was the last chapter. This battle, and then the battle in Jerusalem a few weeks later.
This is like Gettysburg. Okay, so let's bring you're originally from Melbourne. So did you grow up like hearing about this story? Like, did you learn this in Hebrew school? Because we did it in California.
We celebrated today 100 years, ANZAC, for the battle, 1916 to 1918. Right, the 31st. And I was there this morning with our Prime Minister. I'm both an Australian citizen and a very proud Israeli citizen. Last year I became an Israeli citizen.
Mazal tov.
Mazal tov, thank you. And to see my Prime Minister, both Prime Ministers, dual citizen, standing there crying and then laughing together, because on one hand, our relationship, Australia and Israel, really started at that time because many people believe that it, led to the 1948. So, and the Prime Minister of Australia standing there crying on something that happened 100 years ago. And we do celebrate it every year, we do commemorate every year, but this year was very special because 5,000 people came from Australia, just from Australia alone. You couldn't get tickets there today. It was